Sarah's mom! Hey! Is now a good time?
Hey, Leo's mom. I'm on my lunch break right now, so it's fine.
Huh? Your lunch break? Does that mean you have a job?
That's right. I'm on my break at the minute.
Oh dear. I did have my suspicions, but it looks like I was right.
You were right? About what?
Your household is poor, right?
What? Why?
I mean, I get the impression your husband doesn't make much money.
Based on what?
He always goes to work in those worn-out clothes. And isn't a single room a bit of a cramped place to live for a family of 3? What's more, if your husband's on such a low salary that you have to work too, he must be a real good-for-nothing, no? How tragic!
No, we're not struggling to get by as much as you seem to think. I've been working at this company since before we got married.
Oh dear, I see. So even if you wanted to quit, you wouldn't be able to because of your scruffy good-for-nothing husband!
No, those clothes are a hobby of his.
Wearing worn-out clothes is a hobby?
He likes clothes with a damaged look.
That's actually a pretty good excuse. Lol. Oh well. I suppose that's what you get for choosing him in the first place.
Like I said, we're not struggling to get by as much as you seem to think.
But you can't make ends meet without the both of you working?
Both me and my husband are in positions of responsibility at our respective workplaces.
Maybe so, but a position of responsibility could mean all sorts of things. For example, being a factory manager at the biggest company in the region, like my husband. Oh, by the way, did you know he got promoted just as we moved here? It's hard to be a stay-at-home housewife in this day of age if your husband doesn't have a job like that, huh?
So was there a reason you contacted me?
Oopsie, forgive me. So you know how we only moved here a month ago? We were thinking of buying an extra cabinet and some shelves for the house. But we don't know where to get them. But of course, we can't go buy anything cheap.
In that case, how about checking out the furniture shop on the bypass? Naturally, they have domestically made stuff. But they also have trendy foreign furniture too. I recommend it.
Oh, really?
You should be able to get there on one stop from the bus station near your house.
You know a lot for someone so poor. Thanks! I didn't think it'd be nice if we went together, but that's probably no can do if you're at work.
Sorry, it's rush hour for us now. I can't clock off early without a good reason.
I see. Oh well, it can't be helped. I'm sure you could take every last hour you can get to scrape by whatever money you can.
I'm gonna head back to work now, so was that all?
Yeah, sorry, I kept you for so long.
Bye. Leo's mom, do you have a minute?
I do. What is it?
Sarah wouldn't stop crying when I went to pick her up after kindergarten today.
Oh?
When the teacher asked her why, apparently she told him Leo said,
You'll catch pox if you play with poor people.
What have you been telling him?
Oh, come on. Don't get so upset. I'm just teaching my son the rules of the world.
Rules?
Actually, it might be hard to understand for a low-income family.
Excuse me?
After all, I heard you hardly ever show up to our mother's meetings, where we all go out for lunch or tea.
Well, I'm working, so I can't do weekdays.
Which means, unlike me and the other wealthy moms who can afford to be stay-at-home housewives, you can't make ends meet unless both of you and your husband are out working.
I do my best to tag along when they invite me on my days off.
But it's true that your attendance rate is low. Basically, you use your job as a pretext not to go so you can keep the expenses down. You know, it's difficult for us to get along with people with such drastically lower standards of living because we have to be careful not to upset you. That's why I'm sorry, but please join a group of low-class moms instead.
Low-class moms? I mean, I don't really care, but I don't think you should be indoctrinating your children with your own prejudices.
Good grief, you just don't get it, do you? Associating with poor children is bad for my son's intellectual and cultural development. It's a parent's duty to keep a watchful eye and choose good friends for their child.
Oh, by the way, I heard you said the same things to Aya's mom because she's a single mother. You should stop teaching your children to discriminate against people because of perceived notions of superiority and inferiority based on how much money they make.
Yeah. If you're going to make comments like that, at the very least, wait until you've improved your standard of living to the point that your husband doesn't have to wear worn-out clothes. Sarah's mom! I see your husband's going to work in worn-out clothes as usual. Poor people are so tragic!
Good evening. Whether you insult me out of the blue is your business, but at least say hello first.
I have an example to share with you of what it's like to be a real celebrity. So I very kindly decided to message you.
Please, go ahead. Now that you mention it, you haven't messaged me in over a month. And you ignored me when I went to pick up my daughter from the kindergarten. Apparently, you were also whispering something about worn-out clothes when my husband went to pick her up after work.
Good grief, stop sulking. You should feel honored that a celebrity like me is even talking to you.
So, what do you want? I'll be getting ready for bed soon.
Oh, do forgive me. It just so happened that the CEO of the company my husband works for invited the two of us to go to his house on Sunday.
Okay, so what?
Apparently, it's a housewarming party to celebrate the completion of the new two-family house for him to live in with his daughter and her husband. All of the company's top executives are invited. My husband's a factory manager, so of course he'll be going. And guess what? I heard his daughter and future successor, the managing director, is the same age as me. I can't see any harm in us getting along.
I see. Well, I hope it ends up being that easy for you.
Good grief, you're not jealous, are you? I suppose being from a family so poor the breadwinner has to wear clothes full of holes. You wouldn't possibly be able to appreciate the inner workings of the celebrity world. Lol. Looks like the gap in status between us got even bigger. I do hope you can forgive me. Oh, I just can't wait for Sunday. Sarah's mom? What are you doing in a place like this?
Oh, Leo's mom, hey.
Not hey! How on earth did you sneak in here? You can't do that! A daft groveler like you shouldn't be mingling with us in here. On top of that, I just saw you being all pally with the CEO, the owner of this house. What the hell are you scheming?
Scheming?
Oh no, you didn't! Are you having an affair? Aiming to marry into money, are we?
Oh, come on. There's no way I'd do that. Your thinking's gone way off the deep end.
Whatever. I don't give a damn about that reason. Hurry up and get out. It's embarrassing for me as a mother of the same kindergarten as you.
Even if you tell me to go.
Come on, make it snappy.
Why do I have to get out of my own house?
What? Don't talk such nonsense. This house belongs to the CEO of the company my husband works at as a factory manager. I know you're probably tired from living in a life of poverty, but I think your delusions have gotten you out of control.
I'm not delusional at all. This is my house.
Didn't I just tell you?
This is the two-family house me and my husband had built, so we could live with my dad.
What?
If you don't believe me, why don't you ask your husband, the factory manager? They see each other all the time at work, both being executives and all, so he'll tell you straight away.
Executives? Huh? Wait a second. What you're saying makes no sense. What about the one-room apartment you're living in?
The floor plan does include a one-room studio, but there's also a 5-room apartment attached. Me and my family are living in the 5-room apartment. It was only ever a place for us to stay temporarily while this place was being built, so we moved out last week.
Huh? What? But I never heard anything about that!
Yeah, because I never told you.
Why didn't you say something earlier? How awful of you to keep quiet this whole time!
You mean like, hey, my dad's the CEO. Guess what? My husband's the managing director? We're hardly familiar enough for me to tell you every detail of my private life.
What?
Besides, would you even have believed me if I told you? Wouldn't you just call me delusional without listening to a word I said no matter what I told you?
No, that was...
So, not correcting you was intentional. It's enough for me that my other mom friends, who I get along with, understand.
Huh? No way! That can't be! You can say what you like, but I know you've already been excluded from the other mom groups.
Even since the beginning, me and those moms you got along with so well since Leo's first day at kindergarten were never friends at all.
Huh? But aren't the celebrity moms the boss mom group at kindergarten? How can there be moms you can get along with when you're ostracized from the boss mom group? Isn't that a little odd? Explain yourself!
You do know that boss mom is just a name they gave themselves, right?
What? It is?
Sure. They can come from rich households. But you could say they're a little bit quirky. You'll probably understand better if you just think of them as the group who doesn't fit in with the other moms.
You're kidding! That's how the group formed? But what about your husband? What about those worn-out clothes? Surely he had no need to dress like that if his wife was really as important as you claimed you are.
Like I said, they're made to look damaged. It's fashion. He wears them because he likes them.
What? Fashion?
My husband also works for a company as their fashion designer. They have a free dress code, so he's free to coordinate his outfits in line with his taste as much as he likes.
I don't understand.
By the way, the guy in the tailored jacket's speaking to my dad, the CEO, right now.
Oh, that handsome devil?
That's my husband.
No, that can't be. He's the man who wears the ripped clothes?
I told you, they're made to look that way. He is capable of discerning the time and place to wear certain things, so relax.
But...
Excuse me. My dad's asking me to give an address to the group. I have to go now. Bye. My dad called me over as I was messaging on my phone in the corner. As I gave my speech with mic in hand, I caught sight of Leo's mom quietly sneaking out. I did wonder if she'd give up, but at the beginning of next week, she did a spectacular about-face and was suddenly trying to make everyone think we were best friends. However, word of her attitude had already spread by then, so all the other moms hadn't had enough of her. She even got kicked out of the self-proclaimed boss mom group, and now she's completely alone. On the other hand, our kids are getting along just fine now. I'm so relieved about that. A few days later, her husband, the factory manager, apologized to me profusely. After seeing his wife's line chat history and wanting to keep a closer eye on her around Leo, he decided they all move in with his parents. I'm fairly certain it's not a two-family house, though. Good luck, Leo's mom.
Hey, big sis, how's it going? It's Anna.
What is it, Anna? It's not like you to message me. What happened?
Hey, so get this. I got a job at T-Bank. That's right, the ultra-competitive T-Bank. Not only that, but I'll be working at HQ from day one. Amazing, right?
Oh, really? Congrats.
We all went out at a luxury French restaurant to celebrate yesterday. Mom bought me a super expensive designer one-piece, and Dad bought me a diamond necklace worth over $4,000. As a well done for getting my first proper job. Isn't it amazing?
They bought you clothes and accessories again? Don't you already have enough to fill your entire room? Plus, enough to take full occupation of my old room too?
It's all good. We are celebrating, lol. Hey, wait. You're not jealous, are you? Oh, that's right. No one ever celebrated for you like this, huh? You are a loser who could only get a job at some pathetic small fry company after all.
Huh? Who's a loser?
Well, I mean, you are, right? Lol. You never studied when we were growing up. Went to a third-rate high school, third-rate university, and wasted all your time on stupid stuff. You turned your nose up at every single company Mom got you introductions for. Then ended up at a company so third-rate. No, fourth-rate, that I don't even know what they do. Despite being the oldest daughter, you left home straight away. You're the worst of the worst kind of loser, with no respect for your parents. You're the shame of our family.
Oh, why do I need to hear this from you? It's true, my grades back in school weren't exactly amazing. But it's not like I didn't have my own interests. And I worked on them in high school and university as much as I could. I only turned down the companies Mom got me introductions for because I wanted to land a job on my own merits. And it's not that you don't know what my company does. You just don't understand it. I told you it's a video production company, didn't I?
Nothing but excuses. LMAO. This is why Mom and Dad say you're hard to love. I, unlike you, have had impeccable grades ever since kindergarten. I was the top of my elementary school, junior high, and high school. Got into a good university, and got into the company Dad recommended me with flying colors. Mom and Dad are always spoiling me because I'm such a wonderful daughter.
Yeah. I've heard it 1,000 times already.
Mom and Dad said they've got no need for a daughter like you. They said they wished I was their only daughter. They actually looked kind of pleased when you left home, lol. They said we'd finally get to live with just our real family.
Oh, I see. It means nothing to me after all this time. That you're all awful people isn't exactly news to me.
Oh, looks like someone's a little bitter. If you don't fix your attitude soon, you really won't be part of our family anymore. Just the other day, Mom said, maybe we should cut all ties with her. I don't need a pea-brained loser of a big sister like you. So she's got my vote.
You're free to do as you please. I'm hardly gonna come crying to beg.
Aw, putting on a brave front, you poor thing. Just make sure you keep sending us money, okay? I mean, of course, it doesn't even amount to a single piece of my clothing. I'm a genius, so I'll be on the higher salary than you before long. So it's not like we need it. But if you don't show any kind of gratitude to Mom and Dad, they'll forget you completely exist.
I'll carry on sending the money. You don't need to tell me. But make no mistake, the reason I'm sending money is because they gave me an allowance until high school, and it's to pay that back. It's not out of any positive feelings towards any of you.
Cool, whatever. Oh, looks like it's time! I'm going out with Mom and Dad to pick a brand new suit now. Lol. It's a major bank, so I've gotta look the part. Not like your company, which is more just an extension of your hobbies. See ya, sis!
It's been a while. It's your mother. Do you have a minute? Mom? Huh. Is it really you or a scammer? A scammer? What? Just a few years after rushing out of the house. And you've already forgotten your mother? No, I know you gave me your line ID. But you haven't messaged me a single time until now. So I just found it a tad suspicious. Anyway, what is it? It's about the money you've been sending. We'd like you to start sending us a little more. What? Why? Well, you see, Anna left T-Bank 2 months ago. What? Already? Didn't she only just start there? Apparently, her and her boss didn't see eye to eye. And she was given a severe dressing down in front of everyone. Even though all she did was borrow a little money from their safe. Because she didn't have enough money to go shopping. Come on, surely that's completely unacceptable? That's the worst thing a bank employee could do. If anything, her boss was too kind for not taking it any further than telling her off. But did he really have to make an example of her by doing it in front of everyone? Oh, that poor girl. She was so embarrassed that she punched him. It got difficult for her to be there after that. Her hand must have really hurt. The poor thing. Surely this is 100% Anna's fault? Not only did she steal, but to get violent with her boss? You said she left, but by any chance did she get fired? No, I called and told them Anna would no longer be working there. Major bank or not, I won't have my Anna work anywhere where her boss upsets her. She did look for another job, but no company is willing to give her the time of day, and she didn't get anywhere. Now she said she needs to recuperate because she's upset. And she's always locked in her room. So, is she a NEET then? Watch what you say! Don't be ridiculous! She's just upset after having a grown man yell at her for the first time. She'll make her return to society when she's done recuperating. Because no matter how you look at it, Anna's a genius. She's not like other people. I guess I knew that already. But why does this mean I have to send you more money? You've been able to get by just fine until now without paying any mind to my contributions. Surely nothing would change if I sent you more. According to Anna, the money I send doesn't even amount to a single piece of her clothing, lol. About that, your father collapsed. What? Last week, after he woke up, he collapsed by the side of the bed. He even had a stroke! He's still in the hospital now. He still can't move the right side of his body. It doesn't seem like he'll be able to carry on working. What? This is the first I've heard of it! Why didn't you tell me?
Why? We had no reason to tell you. If you came home, you'd just be an inconvenience.
What? Why?
The point is, your father can't work anymore. It does look like he'll be able to get his pension, and I'm working part-time. But we're still not quite making ends meet. At this rate, we won't be able to buy Anna clothes like we used to. We only ask you to help us until Anna finds another job and our finances become stable again. Please send us more money. Help your darling little sister. Even a half-wit like you can do that, right?
I'm cutting you out of my life.
What?
Somehow, I've tolerated you until now, but I've reached my limit. I won't be sending you any more money, and I'll never come back to the house again. You can think of me as no longer existing.
What are you saying? You can't stop sending us money. I won't allow it. I was kind enough to bring you into this world, and you repay me by going to a below-average school and working a subpar job? The least you can do is show some gratitude by sending me money.
Look how quickly you are to treat me like an incompetent ingrate. I'm fully independent with a job and a salary. And as for money, I was sending it. I'm living life with my feet firmly planted on the ground. A little different to Anna, who turned into a rotting neat because she thought she was better than the world. After living like a princess with her every whim and desire catered to, why am I the one who's treated like an incompetent fool and forced to play the burden? I don't get up and go to work in the morning so Anna has more money to waste. Don't you think coming begging to me after treating me like a complete moron all these years is just a little bit selfish?
Don't be so rude! How dare you speak to your mother like that?
You can't call me an idiot. I might not be the most intelligent, but I'm damn sure not stupid enough to blindly obey your absurd requests. Requests you make despite not even thinking of me as family. I don't need anyone who treats me like that in my life.
What? No! Just wait a moment! Are you being serious about breaking things off?
I just said so, didn't I? In fact, wouldn't it be perfect for you? You said you wanted to cut ties with me, right, Mom?
I've never even thought of such a thing!
Liar. Anna told me what you said about being with your real family when I moved out. Apparently you were over the moon.
No, that's... You've got it all wrong!
In any case, you didn't tell me my dad collapsed. You never even asked me if I was okay, have you? Whether I'm around or not makes no difference to you.
That's not true! You're my precious daughter! I apologize for everything I've done. It won't happen again. Please forgive me. You're the only person I can rely on now. Once our finances stabilize again, I'll buy you whatever you want. Whether it's clothes, accessories, a car, anything. I'll buy you the same things we buy Anna. Please, just help us.
I don't need anything from you. You can think of it as your punishment for raising such a domineering bitch queen of a daughter. But whether you give up or lose everything, or work yourselves to exhaustion desperately trying to scrape a living together, I'm cutting all ties with you. But hey, at least you can get through it as a family. Good luck!
Don't say things like that! Emily, please!
Oh, did you finally remember my name? I thought you'd forgotten in the few years since I left. Anyway, too little too late. Goodbye, ex-mother. Even after several years had passed, Anna still refused to look for work, even once, citing being too good to be pushed around by people as her reason. She degenerated into a full-blown NEET shut-in, and got addicted to an expensive mobile game. Apparently, she survives by eating through mom's part-time job wages and dad's pension. My dad developed dementia as a result of the stress caused by not being able to move in the right side of his body. And he started getting violent with my mom after she became his carer. My mom's completely exhausted from the stress of working a job she's not used to. Having to care for my dad, and Anna refusing to look for work. They're holding out somehow or other for the time being, but I think the family will probably end up in complete ruin before long. I blocked Anna and my mom's numbers. And just to be on the safe side, got a new phone and moved into an apartment near work. The apartment's pet-friendly, so I adopted a kitten in need of a foster parent from a friend. I'm enjoying a happy, fulfilling life with my beloved cat while giving it my best at work. If they instilled some discipline into Anna and not spoiled her so much, they would have probably had happy lives too. Anna and my parents are so pitiable.